two kids are running across this runway. That's dangerous, actually. But still, we have some people and personnel responsible for guaranteeing the order. Briefly introduce some of our guests. She's a Chinese. Could you briefly tell us what are the broadcast saying? They're saying that our competitors and contestants are getting warmed up and they're getting ready. And they are sending out the warning that we should not run across this field anymore since the event is about to begin very soon. We know that Myanmar has the horse racing history back to 2001, during which year it has become very official. Of course, even though it's not very commercialized, they have received some sponsoring. With the funding in place, I believe in the future, this event in Myanmar will become more standardized and there will be less occurrence of such running away or the crossing of those runaways. Here on a piece of paper, I have the names of those horses and a brief introduction of the organizer. I just have received this piece of paper not long ago, and there are 6 major horses. The first horse is named Gao Feng. The second horse is named Azamar. Azamar is a Myanmar language, and this name could also be used for a human being. The third one is called Dichanan, also a Myanmar name. The fourth one, Mohe. The fifth one, Jembu. The sixth one, Mosta. Mosta is a combination of Myanmar language and English. And that word has some resemblance of high speed. Dande is a district in Myanmar. It's a district in Rangoon. Now let's look at the places. Some high-ranking jockeys are mainly from Rangoon. It's already begun. The 6 high-ranking jockeys are already on their way. We could see the first several ones have a very short distance between them. The top one winner surpasses the second one. And this track is about 1,500 meters. This field has some disadvantage, of course. That is because it's very flat. We don't have a very high point to report this event. As I said, this track is as long as 1,500 meters. If they have to run 1.5 circles on this track, it's over 2,000 meters. The horses are running very fast, so in a blink of an eye, those jockeys have already finished their first circle. They're already on their way on the 1.5 circle, and also the order and sequences of those several jockeys have been changed. Number 4 jockey has been leading the way. The name of the horse is Mohe. I think it's not finished yet. It's only halfway. Mohe has been leading the way faster than the other ones. Okay, they have already crossed the finishing line. So it's all settled. This is our first time to live stream this horse racing event in Myanmar. And in Rangoon, some of the locals have not heard of this event. Horse racing event in Myanmar has huge potential. We could dig into this green field, and when we were live streaming and preparing for this live streaming, I told some of my friends, and they were quite surprised to hear about such an event. So I think if we do more publicity job, this event does have a lot of potential. This horse racing event is composed of different activities. Some are about speed racing. They have 3 groups, including in total 18 horses. And the second round is going to be about the young jockeys competition. It's below 12 years old according to the standard. And what we have been seeing just now is about a contest of speed. 4 groups of speed racing, and after that speed competition, there will be some skills competition. They have to go around some curve to show their skills. The first event just now we have been watching is a traditional competition, competing against each other about speed, and it's quite a Western style of horse racing. The second group has finished their competition. I think in the mid of the third, there will be some preparation period. So now they're having a recess before the third group starts their racing. There are some contingencies. Some jockeys are raising opposition, accusing some of the other competitors of doing against the rules. The one with the helmet is one of the jockeys, and he says that some others have a false start, and they are having a heated discussion about whether there is such an opposition. They really care about the honor. In Myanmar, to raise such a horse, to train them, it's very expensive. Some jockeys may be preparing for 1 whole year to attend this event. That's why they really care about the fairness of such an event. But still, if we look around, we will see some room of improvement. For example, if they can have the handrail in front of the horses before the event was finally kicked off, then there will be no false start. So there is some room to be improved. Now let's see what are the jockeys doing. This is the number 4, the winner, the champion. And the second place belongs to number 2. Obviously, those 2 jockeys are the winners and they are receiving the welcome of the spectators. The second group has finished their racing. Still over there, they are having some discussion about the violation. I think the judge may have a lot of work to do to convince those spectators and the jockeys. So at this time, I would love to interview our judge. His name is Koan Wu, and I think he is recommending us to interview the president. We will do this interview later, because the third group is starting to horse race against each other. This is the third group. This is number 6 jockey. This number 6 jockey is just bypassing the platform. And his name is Asabishi. Number 6 jockey is the last one, and for the others, the other 5 may already have gone to the starting line. And this man, he is gonna be the moderator. Since the second group has a lot of discussions about the fairness of the event, so let's move over there to see what is happening and what is the progress. This was the number 4 winner, the champion. Let's interview him. How many years have you been racing? 3 years. How many times have you been racing? And this is his second year of racing. What is your score last year? What is your place last year? He was already a champion last year. So actually, he won twice in a row, particularly for those heavyweight jockeys group. Is he spending a lot on horse racing? He really spends a lot, but he has interest and enthusiasm in horse racing, so he's willing to take it. It's about 30 Celsius degrees, even approaching 40 here in Myanmar right now. And if we have some movement, we will sweat a lot, let alone horse racing for several thousand meters. So indeed, I cannot imagine the hard work those jockeys are putting into. And we have already seen that. Now, this is the competition of the third group. And those people are maintaining order, asking our spectators to stay away from this track. This track does not have any line to separate the spectators. There is no rope or any other things like that to warn those spectators. The jockeys are waiting in the starting line. A brief introduction about the 6 names of the horses in Group 3. The first horse is named the Green Lotus, and the jockey of the first horse is called Good Day. The second horse is named Yambo. It's also a Myanmar language name. It's already begun. Still, some people are crossing this track. They're moving towards those horses. Those contestants are rather fast across this track. The order is not in place right now on the track. They are about to finish their first circle. But still many spectators are standing on the track. It's quite dangerous. Now, the jockeys are running towards us again. Because we have a lot of people here, so we can see number 2 contestant is leading the way. And number 3 is the last one. Since those jockeys are belonging to the group of heavyweight, and they have to run for 3,000 meters. Many personnel maintaining the order are quite anxious because so many spectators are circling this track, so those personnel are quite worried about the safety. I do think in the future for such events, we have to improve in terms of the order. Number 6 is surpassing the others with a large distance. We realized that even before the event was kicked off, some jockeys are having some coordination issue with their horses. They're not quite harmonious. So I think that is the case with the number 3 contestant. That explains why he is falling behind. Now let's interview the president of this event. The one wearing a black hat is the president of this event. How many years has been presiding this horse racing event? He has 45 years of experience in horse racing, and he has been the president for 5 years. He was the president 5 years ago. Do you think there are some improvements yet to be made? For example, standardize the track. It's much better than the previous years, but still we are facing some difficulties. We do hope to solve those problems together with the jockeys. We feel that in Myanmar there are more and more people getting their interest in horse racing. Do you think in the future you will sell the tickets? You are right. We have more people showing up. They could watch such an event online, and they could also choose to come on site to be a spectator. I see that the reporter from the television in Myanmar is about to interview him, so I will quit this interview. So today we are seeing the 3 groups of competition already happening. The champion, number 2 jockey, is also receiving the welcome of the spectators.
们能看到整个的这个比赛还是很热烈的。然后，重量级，因为我们刚才看到，这也应该是今天比赛的一个，就至少速度赛里面最重头的一个比赛啊。这些就是最重量级的。我们看到总教练
They're quite enthusiastic.
我们采访一下他，就是他感觉今天的比赛怎么样？
After all, for those heavyweight jockeys competition, it's a major event for such a speed competition. What do you feel about today's event?
非常精彩吧，就今年也有好多进步了。
对，我们是说，就是说，怎么说？因为我们能看到，就是说，可能比赛的这个条件啊，可能是还是会让一些人对是否有人抢跑啊有争议，以后会改善这些吗？
The facilities in this event may cause some issues like a false start. Do you think you will improve such a situation in the future? Surely it happens. They will score, and based on the score, they will do some improvement. If you have some sources of funding, do you think you will improve the facilities on the track? Actually, according to their plan, they are already on their way to improve the facilities. It's already better by about 50% compared to the previous years. To us, it seems like the facilities and the hardware on the field is not perfect. But according to the chief judge, they have already improved a lot within those 3 to 5 years. Particularly if we compare to 1973, when Myanmar held the first such horse racing event, it's much better. After the 3 rounds of speed racing, we will see some other competitions about the young jockeys. Now, the biggest field for horse racing is in Rangoon, and those are the beverages. They are offered by the sponsors. For the young jockeys competition, it's still going to be about speed racing, but the track is not going to be that long. And later on, we will also see some skills. Horse racing is receiving a lot of attention from the spectators, unlike the past. In front of me, that is going to be the venue for the skills competition. You could see The land is still yet to be improved. It's all soil. We need some time to get to the right point of the venue. Still, some jockeys and their families are arguing about the fairness. And that is the region where the horses are living. We also have received the list of names for the skills contest. The road is covered with soil, and we are seeing some jockeys holding the ropes and carrying their horses together with them. So I think it's truly imperative to improve the conditions. I hope in the future events we will see better environment in Myanmar. A fairly number of people are already circling around this venue for skills event. They have a separation between the venue and the spectators. Many locals are here. It took us about 5 minutes to get here. Now let's move to the platform. It has a better view. They're taking group photos together. Is there gonna be the young jockeys event here happening? So firstly, there will be a contest between the young jockeys. Is that so? No, the young jockeys event is going to happen afterwards.
jumping. Okay. Jump right what road test? What road test is it?
They don't have a very strict procedure. Okay, I got the final information. The young riders competition is gonna happen the last, and they're getting ready. We have confirmed the procedure of this skills event. I think there are some reshuffling of the sequence by the organizer. They have postponed the young riders competition to the last. This event requires more work from the personnel. For example, they have to get all of those rails in place. Over there, some riders are coming and they're starting to adapt to this venue environment. Those are drugs for the riders, just in case, because after all, horse racing is a dangerous sport. Our riders are prone to get hurt. Are there any jockey getting hurt just now? I saw an ambulance. One horse got hurt. That's why the ambulance is here. Is the horse heavily hurt? Its leg got hurt. Now let's shoot at the horses. The horses must have very good skills in order to complete the moves like jumping or crossing the hurdles. And in Myanmar, it's after all very hot at 40 Celsius degrees. So in such a high temperature environment, can the riders and the horses maintain their high level of competition? That's a huge pressure. Now let's move our camera to shoot at the two jockeys over there. We have female riders and female judges. Our two staff members are organizing this order. After all, they have very limited financial strength and manpower, so I think efficiency is a tough thing for them right now.
看一看，这是一些坐到主席台的观众席，这是一些可能是有一些当地的政府的官员啊，对主办方啊。
Everyone is waiting, and we're not sure when this event is going to happen.
缅甸的媒体现在对这个比赛的关注度也是在逐渐的提高，包括缅甸的国家电视台，我们刚才看到也是在这里就是做这种采访和拍摄啊。然后另外一个主办方刚才也说了，他们在这种网络
Some organizers and local government officials are sitting here.
他们的直播机位。
The Myanmar media are also here. Even the national television of Myanmar is here to live stream this event. According to the organizers, they can also broadcast this event on the internet. So truly higher attention.
在缅甸的热局这个时候，如果出量大量的汗流，就是补水，这个危险性还是比较大的。所以在缅甸，我们经常能看到有很多地方路边有那种水罐，
Very high temperature here.
需要补水的人喝水。然后我们还是来看一些
Even our spectators need to drink a lot of water.
工作人员之间在
And this sport is very dangerous.
讨论这个比赛。
That's why usually in such an event, we can see some water tanks placed by the roadside in order to fulfill our spectators' need of water in such a hot weather.
直播的是中量级和重量级这两个组的比赛，还就是悬殊比较大，就是冠军骑手。
In the event, the horses are running very
第
fast.
一组就轻量级的那个骑手的时候，他有过
So even for the photographers, it's a challenge. They have to choose the right position.
段哪一匹马在前面，那就需要一些就是比如说拍照啊这样的手段，拍录像这样的手段才能看得出来。
And based on the previous event,
应该还在
particularly for the heavyweights, maybe even between the champion and the second place player, they have a huge difference in their score. But for the other groups, maybe the photographers need some special skills and instruments to see the difference in their place.
就是我们能看到这是整个的这个比赛的主席啊，然后他在跟这个工作人员在进行这种讨论，这应该也是在比赛之前的一些细节的这种确认。现在背景音乐是一些缅甸传统音乐。
When is this event gonna happen?
好，问一下，
The personnel are confirming with each other about the details.
厉害了，厉害不到了嘛？
The background music is on.
哇，你这路没得地价了不行，不，那我这我老说那，俺们的3米钟老多少？
How many minutes is gonna take for this event?
10分钟啊，还需要5到10分钟才开始下一场比赛。那么怎么说？这个现在看起来，这个比赛的组织还真的是挺需要提升的。
Within 10 minutes time, it's gonna happen. So it's gonna take another 10 minutes for the next round to take place.
看一会儿这个啊，镜头要不是给到这个工作人员。
So surely indeed they have to improve their
在
organization.
跟这个工作人员就这个技巧赛啊之前的一些情况在进行最后的确认啊。
Since there's still some time before it takes place, let's move around.
是这样，由于这个时间的关系啊，可能整个的这个比赛的这个技巧赛啊，可能还得大概至少10分钟才能。
They're confirming with each other for the last minute.
我们今天的这个直播就只能到这里了。然后呢，以后我们会再争取有更多的机会来给大家介绍缅甸的这种赛马比赛啊，因为这个我们也能看到，缅甸这些年其实在不断的 进步当中，所以的这个赛马
Because
也是这个水平。
that event is going to happen after 10 minutes, so we will cut it here. This is the end of the live streaming. In the future, we will grasp more opportunities to live stream and bring our viewers about such horse racing sports in the future some other time. After all, horse racing is gaining more attention over the years and the skills is rising.